Thanks for staying with us. And it's time for the newspaper headlines. And quickly we'll start with the Punch newspapers, where we have a headline saying, Court refuses to stop Fayoshe's impeachment. This has been an ongoing saga in Ekiti State. But quickly, let me introduce my guest in the studio, Cyril.
Good morning, Veronica.
Good morning.
Thank
now,
you.
Today, again, we will be discussing the issues in the papers. And like I was showing people, we have a court refuses to stop Fayoshe's impeachment. You have been following this story, and you were here with me yesterday discussing how this has been ongoing in Ekiti State. And right now, the court has refused to stop Fayoshe's impeachment. What do you make of this?
An impeachment process has to follow every laid down legal provision. An impeachment, whether it's a local government council chairman, it's a governor, it's a president, whoever is involved at the executive level or in the executive branch, at any level of government, any tier of government, it's a purely constitutional matter. I'm glad that the era of having judges who will issue certain kind of what's it called now? Expecting injunctions, is hopefully over. So every legal means, that is available to the lawmakers to use to ensure that even if they want to impeach him, that due process is followed, should be followed.
All right.
There's no hiding place this time around. If the law says he has infringed and that he needs to go, he will need to go. But I'm glad that we are following due process.
All right, quickly, we have the Vanguard newspapers here, and we have the story saying, "Forgive Oba Akiolu, Yoruba monarchs beg Ndigbo." That's on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. And then we have this bold headline here saying that Jonathan averted civil war by conceding defeat. Danjuma says Jonathan has made history and should be emulated by the rest of Africa. Adds that Ojukwu would have saved Nigeria 1 year of bloodshed if. Now, and that is, we have ellipsis there. The story continues inside. But quickly, Jonathan averting a civil war by conceding defeat, Cyril.
Not only that, I mean, he averted the imminent breakup of the nation. This doomsday prophecy about Nigeria breaking up this year, and nobody believed that, if anybody was going to ever lift the olive branch, it was going to be Jonathan. In fact, we least expected it, but it was unprecedented, and we are glad that, once again, it has brought to the fore what Nigerians always perceive, that as a person and as a brand, Jonathan, is the humble, modest, kind of person. But perhaps, the fact that he found himself in the PDP and the characters that, he was unfortunate to have had, to have had around him, largely account for some of the shortcomings that we find in his government. But it's a good thing he considered the defeat, and that as at this time Nigeria is not boiling, and just like Danjuma has said, it's something that every other Nigerian, everybody across the board. In Africa. Yes, in Africa as a whole.
Should now, quickly to this day newspaper, we have here, for APC, winning was the easy part. Managing power blocks and egos may prove more challenging for Buhari. No zone will be shut out from our government. And the party, APC, speaking about involving everyone in this, I believe. Do I share your thoughts?
Well, yes, of course, it's to involve everyone, but Veronica, I expect that, at this time, perhaps the party is still working on something. There should be some sort of framework to say, look, we have a scorecard, we have what our party's minimal expectation is in terms of performance, because as of today, it now looks as if defections are taking place by the second. People are massively joining the APC. It may lead to a dilution of brand. I hope that, even when they want to run an inclusive government, they also make sure that meritocracy rides above any regional or tribal or religious interest.
I really want you to tell us what meritocracy is, because
I mean, if a man is not qualified for his post, for instance, he shouldn't become a minister on the basis that he's from Southwest or Southeast, or because there are other ways to kick carrots around.
All right.
I mean, but the point is, whoever is managing any government portfolio should be qualified for what he's doing, so that we don't have a situation where, because just simply because he helped us garner votes, or because he joined us at the time when we need some kind of support, we are not having to compensate him with some kind of office that will, so.
I'm afraid we have run out of time, because I know you were ready to go on and on and on and on. But Cyril Abaku there, Thank you for joining us to, go through the headlines. But that's our show for today. I am your host, Veronica Onuchi. I'll see you next time.